everybody. Welcome to our discussion of Cobra Kai Season 3. I am so excited to talk to you guys about this because I know you guys have loved this series as much as I have, and I can't wait to find out what you guys thought of Season 3. But before we get into the review of Season 3, let's just do a quick recap of our feelings on the first two seasons. Go ahead, Scott.
I love the first two seasons. I would easily give both of them 3 out of 3 geeks each. I remember the pilot. The first 2 episodes were available for free on YouTube when it was still a YouTube original. And I was like, they're free. I'll check them out. And I immediately went and got like a premium account or a premium trial to burn through the other 2 seasons. Like I got sucked in real quick. I'm not even like the biggest Karate Kid fan. Like I've never seen the. I know it's on Netflix. I've never saw the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank.
Oh, you probably shouldn't, honestly.
Yeah, everyone says that one and the third one are not really like that great.
The third one is okay. It's just like Ralph Macchio gets kind of fat and cocky.
Well, as we'll get into in a minute, the third movie is definitely going to play a huge part in season 4.
Yeah, but other than that, like I love William Zabka. I love like all the new characters. Yeah. I love the first 2 seasons. 3 out of 3 geeks.
Dan, real quick recap for you.
I really like the first 2 seasons. They're really good. No, I love the fact that like they got like many of the original cast in the first 2 and the third season. It's just like I don't like Johnny had like a relatively small part in the first Karate Kid. You never saw his motivations or anything other than I'm an asshole and I want the girl. And it's cool to see that play out. Like he's just this 80s rock and roll dude trying to make his way in the world. And he doesn't understand how anything works anymore. I find that highly amusing. But yeah, 3 out of 3 geeks on both.
Yeah, I give it a 3 out of 3 geeks too. When the first season came out, I know that Max and I'm pretty sure Dan we were all kind of making fun of it when we heard the announcement that Karate Kid show was coming. But I ate my words pretty quickly because I think season 1 is amazing. Season 2 was just a minor step back, it's fine. The show is still awesome. And everything I've seen up till now is 3 out of 3 geeks. And one of the things I like about the show, and it continues into season 3, is I don't feel like the cameos of the other characters are forced. I feel like they've done a really good job of making it organic to the story. Which
That's fair.
Season 3 is going to, add more to that. So let's get into season 3, guys. We'll just go with overall thoughts at first.
Dan, go ahead.
Fine. All right. Overall thoughts. I liked it. I like the returning characters, which I just said, especially the bad guy from part 2. It makes me happy. And I really like the fight scene at the end of this season. Like if you watch it for anything and you don't like any of the characters and you're not involved with anything, just the last fight scene is really good.
Yeah, no, I agree. The last fight scene got me kind of emotional. It was really, really well done. But I'm glad it wasn't a huge brawl at the school. I thought season 3 made up for the small step back that season 2 made. I love season 3. There's one thing about the show that you just got to get over from the beginning. The kids quickly turn into ninjas, and that's just something that's something you've got to just know going into this show that you're not going to be a ninja overnight like the kids in this show, but I don't care. It's still awesome to watch. Scott?
I mean, it's still more of a lifelike, depiction than like Ninja Kids or anything. So I'm okay with that. Sorry, Scott.
No, you're fine. I would say this is probably my least favorite season. I still like it. I still think it has a lot of really great things going for it. But this feels like a further step back from season 2 to me. And I do have some problems a lot with the overall structure of this season. I thought the way they told it and kind of the pacing was off in many areas. But yeah, I really like all the returning characters. I think they do the returning characters well this season. So yeah, overall, still liked it.
Yeah, Allie's I feel like Allie's appearance on the show, and as I have down there below, spoiler alert, so be ready, guys. I thought Allie's appearance was earned. Like, they kind of teased it over the first 2 seasons, and they didn't bring her back into this, like, capacity where she's joining the cast of the show. Yay. No, they brought her in, and it helped get Johnny and Daniel where they needed to be in that final episode.
My main issue with both her and Kumiko is they're both very conveniently single. Like, all the exes of the main 2 guys are all single, so it's just like all sorts of love triangle potential, which I actually kind of didn't like. It's like he goes to Japan and it's been like 30 years and she's like, oh no, I never got married or anything. It's like, what have you just been spinning your wheels for 30 years? I understand Allie like is recently divorced, so that's like a little bit better. But the fact that Kumiko has just been teaching dance and doing very little else in the meantime felt a little unbelievable to me.
Yes, the love triangle thing could have been there, but I'm glad they didn't go there. I was afraid they would with Allie. Like, you would see him and Johnny and Daniel kind of fighting over her, and I'm glad they didn't go that route.
Yet. No, I like the fact that Johnny didn't end up with Allie and dump his, newly reignited flame with the neighbor lady. So,
yeah. I was afraid they were going to ruin that.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, guys. We've gone through 2 seasons of Johnny getting shit on. It's time for Johnny to get up in the world a little bit. I'm glad that we're finally – see, one of my issues with 2 is that we more or less recycled the Johnny-Daniel relationship from season 1. I'm glad in season 3 we got to see it actually progress forward.
But my problem with that is that it only progressed forward a teensy bit because it also felt kind of recycled. Like, they're working together in like the first 1, maybe 2 episodes, and then it's back to them just like having the same old like, well, he's an asshole. Well, I didn't like him. Like, it felt like that they were going through the same beats as the first 2.
See,
I car dealership fight.
That's fascinating. You saw it that way because I didn't see it that way at all. I thought that they did a good job of keeping the 2 characters separate, and then when they were in the same room, yeah, they kind of took small little jabs at each other, but it wasn't the same kind of like anger as they had in the first 2 seasons.
After the fight at the chop shop, I thought it was a lot like season 2. Like, oh, I don't like you anymore, and I'm gonna steal this old man. And
yeah, that was my thought too. Because in the trailer they teased like, oh, we got to work together, and I was like, cool.
Yeah,
like, it's cool. It'd be cool if they were kind of putting aside their differences, but they didn't really. They had like 1 episode together, and then the rest was like Dan said.
Yeah,
they may have been separate, but they were still kind of bitching about each other to anyone who would listen.
I kind of like when they're bitching about each other and on the same screen. I mean, that makes me happy. So
yeah, I find it fun too. But no, I agree. If we go into season 4 and then they somehow separate again, the show will lose me completely. Like, we're here now. Let's go here. You guys earned this. Yeah. I thought Martin Cove as Kreese in season 3 was the standout.
I felt like he didn't get a whole lot to do. Like, he kind of was, again, not very front and center. Like, he would just kind of show up. Like,
that's fair.
It was convenient.
He gets to be menacing, angry guy, though, which is.
But when he
cool.
showed up, I felt like he really hit the punch, and everything with Daniel's wife and Kreese, I loved. Like, when they're in the town hall meeting, and he pretty much kicks her out, and she's screaming as she's going out. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think about Hawk's transition?
Not surprised.
Like, I liked him in the seasons, but that's been pretty much telegraphed pretty hard.
Yeah, no,
and I like how Dude takes him back after he dislocates his arm or breaks it or whatever.
Well, he did save him from it.
Breaks it, yeah.
So that's my main issue with this season, like I was saying, was pacing. Everything felt like it happened too fast. Like, Miguel was able to walk too fast. Hawk went from like full evil to back to good too fast. Everything was just like, I expected that, like, a lot of things that happened at the end of this season to happen next season. I thought this was going to be a lot more like kind of build up. Yeah. And I was kind of surprised they did as much as they did.
No, I agree with you. I think while I think the pacing was fine as far as a binge goes, I think some of the story pacing could have been paced out just a little bit more. Just
I
a
wish he
little-
had more time in Japan, in Okinawa.
Yeah, I think that would have been cool.
Although I do appreciate the Twisted Sister dudes cameo in this.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That's always
But-
good.
Dude,
But again, he went from just being able to tap his foot to standing
Yeah,
on his own.
yeah.
Ah,
Although I mean, I do like the falling pranks. Like I like that that's played for laughs. Like the poor kid, like he can't walk, but haha, he fell on the floor. That's funny.
I gotta
it's
say, it may get old to you guys, but Johnny not knowing how to work technology, it still makes me laugh. Like when he took the computer in and said, "You guys sold me a dud."
Yeah, he said it was
Like,
wireless.
you gotta charge it. I was laughing so hard. And then he goes home, he charges it, and he goes, what about that?
That's pretty good.
yeah, some of that stuff, I agree. I think that gets a little old. It's like unbelievable. Like I'm fine with it being a continuing gag. But the
Yeah,
fact that he like doesn't know anything about technology is a little unbelievable to me.
Dude, they'll get me every time. I find it so funny. And then that he wrote like 27 pages of a book to Allie before the guy's like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Like that's believable.
yeah.
Like just him being weird with like how to interact over the internet. But the fact he doesn't know how to like charge a laptop, like that, I don't know. That's a little hard for me to swallow.
Especially since in the first episode with him, he's supposed to be mounting TVs. So
No, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair. Like I said, a lot of the stuff that happens in this show that may be problems, I have personally I let it go because I like the overall characters of the show.
Sure.
So I just laugh them off, and that's how I am with Johnny and his technology.
I mean,
It gives me a chuckle every time.
this is a TV show with a ton of kids beating the shit out of each other in a school and various places. I mean, it's not exactly high truism of drama here.
Yeah.
It's you can let a lot of stuff go.
What did you guys think of the end, setting up the villain from Karate Kid 3? And I thought that was a fun little twist. Increases backstory.
Well, they've name dropped him before, so I wasn't too surprised. That was honest. Okay, that was another big problem I had was the Kreese flashbacks. I felt like they were too spread out. I would have liked maybe like 1 or 2 episodes where they're intercut, because we're getting Kreese flashbacks like all the time, and I'm like, I kind of lost interest. I was like, okay, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
I already know how this is going to play out. I think 1 episode explaining his backstory would have been enough.
Yeah, Kreese's backstory could have been cut shorter and condensed a little bit more. 100% agree. Mick, what's up, Mick? Says this show needs one thing in season 4. That's the bad boy of karate, Mike Barnes. I need to watch the Karate Kid movies again because I haven't seen them in forever.
Yeah.
I really like the flashback parts. I was cool with that. I wasn't so cool with the way the season ended, just because I know it's ridiculous and it sets up season 4 and that's the way it's supposed to be, but it's amazingly dumb.
I love the end. It made me cry. I had a man tear.
But I mean, come on now. I mean, this guy like invaded your home and so it takes 2 dudes to bring him down, and he's down and he's at your mercy, and he's like, okay, there's one way we can settle this tournament, and you're like, okay. Like, come on, guys, really?
I agree. I thought the ending was real corny.
I get it, and it's fine for what it is, but yeah.
Cobra Kai has always had a good way of having just that right amount of camp and corniness.
Yeah,
and
I mean, fair enough.
Too hard into it in this season. They kind of went a little over the top.
I don't disagree with anything you guys said.
After the giant fight scene, though, I'm prepared to forgive that. So,
what about what do you think the chances are we'll see Hilary Swank show up?
Pretty high.
I think they're pretty high.
Yeah, probably.
Because they've been hinting at her a lot in interviews.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That makes me kind of sad.
Everybody knows it's canon. Anything that had Miyagi in it is canon. So who knows? She might show up because she's the only other Miyagi-Do student.
Well, what about Jackie Chan?
No, they need to leave Jaden out of it, even though that movie was fine.
It's fine for what it is, but
I was okay with it, honestly. I can't really get too much shade in that one.
I want them to bring Aisha back, the chick from the first 2 seasons. I was kind of sad she wasn't in this season at all, and they brought like everybody else back.
Yeah,
I assume she'll be back for the All Valley. That'd be cool if she came back and Hilary Swank was her like teacher. She comes back and starts cleaning the house. I'd be down for that.
They said they have 2 more seasons planned, and I hope they just stick to what they have planned. But I'm curious to see what the next season is going to look like, because this season was still done, filmed, and produced by YouTube. It was just purchased by Netflix. I'm curious to see what we get when Netflix steps into the production.
Yeah, I think it's very telling that this was still at YouTube, because it almost feels like they were on their way out. You know, because like I said, I feel like a lot of the production feels very sloppy and just kind of oddly cut. So I'm hoping that the quality will jump up now that they're being produced by Netflix.
There was an article about Aisha getting fired, but they did say in an interview that she could come back. I think they just had budgetary stuff again with YouTube. I think YouTube cut their budget in season 3, and I think that shows a little bit.
Yeah, everything I've heard like the whole like getting fired rumors, but I heard that they just said we don't have any like room for you in the plot this season. Not that she like got fired or anything.
Yeah,
and they even said in a follow-up interview, they're like, sometimes we have to let people go for a season so their return can be more powerful or something. When I think it was John Hurwitz got asked that question.
Yeah, and we didn't need any more of conflict between Samantha LaRusso and Cobra Kai than what we already had. So getting that character out of the way, I think creatively was a good choice. But now that, you know, it's one of Netflix's highest streamed shows. Like when it was on YouTube Red, not a lot of people saw it, and now like everybody's seen it. So yeah, I can't wait to see where they go with this from here.
I agree. I think they shouldn't do more than 2 more seasons. I don't think it has that much life left in it, honestly.
I don't know.
As much as I would watch the show until it ran itself into the ground and probably then some, I would like to see this show go out on top. So that way down the road, I can, if they say, like, we're going to do Eagle Fang Karate, the series, I could be like, yeah, Cobra Kai was awesome. What about Eagle Fang Karate? How was that?
I assume that's all done.
I kind of dig it, really. It's cool.
But no, the part of the end that made my tears in my eyes was when LaRusso comes out and greets his students, and then Johnny's students join them, and then Johnny comes out and they just give each other that look like they finally understand one another, and then it cuts to black. That's the part that got me.
And then the first episode of the next season is going to be like, that's not how you kick.
I'm sure we're going to get a lot of shenanigans of them trying to teach karate because their styles are so different.
Yeah.
We saw Johnny. Johnny was trying to be a better teacher than just, kick first, kill him, fight him.
I'm sad because my big prediction was Daniel was going to come back from Okinawa knowing the healing technique. And he was going to heal Miguel, and that would be like the catalyst for them to get together.
Neat.
Okay. Because he got that little scroll, and it's like, well, what is that? Is it going to be a cool punch in the All Valley or something?
I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait. No, that would have been good. I like that. That would have been a good catalyst. I think them coming together to fight Kreese or to team up against Kreese makes sense in the story they've been telling for the last season and a half. But yeah, and so Martin Cove's son actually played younger him in the flashbacks.
Oh, really?
That's cool.
It's really cool. Did not know that.
How strong can Kreese, possibly be, though?
Apparently pretty strong.
I mean really. I mean, because he was, he was older in like, the Karate Kid movies. Now he's quite a bit older.
I will say it was super obvious whenever him or Ralph Macchio's stunt doubles were in.
Yeah, that's very true.
Especially at the end fight, like his hair was like completely different, and you could tell it wasn't Martin Cove. Like I'm not saying he's not still built, but like
yeah. It's like Spaceballs, he's got a full beard and smoking a cigarette.
Now, I've
Yeah.
heard William Zabka can still do a lot of that karate stuff. And no, you can obviously tell when they're cutting around
Yeah.
Machio and Kreese. There are a lot of quick cuts.
Yeah, I think Zabka's he tries to do most of them stunts.
The fact that Machio is 59, though, blows my mind. He does not look
I know.
59 years
No.
old.
It's crazy.
He barely looks like he's in his 40s.
I know. It's crazy.
So, yeah, I mean, what do you guys give this? I still go 3 out of 3 because, like I said, I gave season 2 a 3 out of 3, and I liked this season a lot better, even though I thought it started off a bit rocky in the beginning of the first episode of season 3. But I loved it. All the bad moments that Dan and Scott mentioned, I completely agree with, but it still worked for me in that cheesy, fun kind of way. So it's 3 out of 3 for me.
I bring up the bad moments because I feel that I have to. They really detracted much for me. But we didn't talk about the Karate Kid 2 villain guy that he meets, and I forget his name.
Chosen.
Yeah. I really liked his character in this. I like when they first meet and Daniel's trying to be like, hey, you want a drink or something? He's like, I do not drink.
Yeah. He's also not married. Never had any.
Yeah. Of course not.
No, he's been punishing himself. But I know I like the fact that he kind of just told Daniel, like, Miyagi didn't teach you everything he knew. Like, there's still another side to this.
Yeah. I like that too. That's why I was saying I wish we had more time in Okinawa because I feel like, it just moved too fast, and I think they could have played it out a little more.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for a redemption arc, so there you go.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I was a bad man, and then I built myself back up.
Yeah, like one episode between him and his old love interest, I feel like wasn't enough to focus on them. I would have liked a little more.
Yeah. Oh, anyway. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot it was 3 out of 3, of course.
I'm gonna go 2 on this one.
That's fair.
Like I still really enjoyed it, but it was very clearly weaker than the first 2 to me. Even though I still liked it, like I said, just felt a little sloppy and a little rushed. So I would like a little slowing down. Like we don't need a giant brawl at the end of each season.
Yeah, we do.
I do gotta say, it's very rare. Usually when TV shows slow down, you're like, no, tell the story you want to tell. Don't stretch it out. But I think Cobra Kai could stand to stretch it out a little bit. I think they're doing just fine. It's okay to take your time with the story. A lot of people are into it. They're invested. So,
well, some of my favorite moments from the first 2 seasons were just like the Johnny and Miguel connecting and having little conversations here and there and kind of slowing down. And there wasn't a whole lot of that. I mean, they had like the concert and him trying to get him to walk, but that was still very steeped in karate.
Oh yeah, that whole montage of him trying to get Miguel to walk made me laugh so hard.
Yeah, with dangling the swimsuit edition.
Yeah.
That was great.
From 1988.
Yeah. It's like I could get all this on my phone.
For free.
Yeah,
all right,
I still really enjoyed it though, and I'm looking forward to season 4.
Thank you guys for tuning in live. We go live tomorrow on the Scene Snobs Network. Mick and the guys have been super great to us so far, and we're looking forward to it. So we'll see you guys all tomorrow live at noon. Have a great day.
See you guys later.